Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot.
Hi everyone, welcome to Chinese Pod. My name's Guolan.
Hi, 大家好，我是甜心。
Today we have a bridge lesson.
Yes, that's right. In today's elementary lesson, we're going to learn some slightly expanded or fuller ways to ask questions.
And how to ask specific questions because this person is kind of interrogating her colleague.
Yes, that's right. And we're also going to learn how to ask questions in an exaggerated way or just really emphasizing your questions.
Okay, well, we'll find out why she's interrogating her in a moment. So how about we listen to the dialogue?
好，那我们来听听今天的对话。对话第一遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
第二遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
第三遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
Hey, Tom!
Oh, Tammy, how's it going?
Ni hao, ni hao. How's your Chinese coming along?
Well, I gave up.
真的吗? Chinese pod no longer?
Well, really, I was so busy, I didn't have the time.
Not the time. You don't have 90 seconds per day?
90 seconds?
Yes, 90 seconds. So you did not try Chinese Pod Recap? This app, you can insert your learning experience whenever you have even just a little window of time.
90 seconds are enough to go through bite-sized pieces and recap your lessons in Chinese Pod Recap, the app for busy learners that want to use little breaks to refresh what they learned. Chinese Pod Recap synchronizes to your phone so you have what's relevant for you available even if you have no internet connectivity, like on planes or in the deepest tunnels of the New York subway.
Okay, let's translate what they were saying.
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？
Is that tea you're drinking nice?
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？
Is that cup of tea that you're drinking nice?
还不错，你要喝喝看吗？
It's not bad. Do you want to try some?
还不错，你要喝喝看吗？
It's not bad. Do you want some?
那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？
Then is that song that you're listening to now any good?
那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？
Then that song that you're listening to now, is it any good?
好听啊！
Yeah, it's good.
我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。
I really love the songs that this singer writes.
好听啊！我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。
Yeah, I really like the songs that this singer writes.
那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？
Then was that Japanese restaurant that you went to yesterday any good?
那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？
Then yesterday's Japanese restaurant, was it any good?
你到底想问什么？
What do you want to ask?
你到底想问什么？
What are you actually asking?
我想问，
I want to ask,
你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？
was the place you went last week with my boyfriend any good?
我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？
Was the place last week that you went with my boyfriend any good?
啊，你知道了。
Oh, you found out.
啊，你知道了。
Oh, you know now. Okay, so it seems like she's been cheated on by her boyfriend, right?
By her colleague. So yeah, the colleague, I guess, is asking normal questions and gradually picking up the pace, and then boom, the final question of, did you go out with my boyfriend? So this dialogue is a great way to see how sentences can get more specific and more exaggerated. So let's start at the top where it's a very basic sentence. 你喝的那杯茶好喝吗? Now in Chinese, the pronoun is often dropped, right? Because it's very clear. If I'm asking you, Gwilym, and there's a cup of tea in front of you, I would usually just have to say, 那杯茶好喝吗?
That cup of tea, is it delicious?
But this person is using kind of the full form, the full sentence. 你喝的那杯茶好喝吗? So by using this pronoun that can usually be dropped, the cup of tea you're drinking, she's starting to put a bit more emphasis on what this person is doing, right? So
now, when you don't think too much about something, you can just say, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, she's a bit blasé, right? She says, 还不错. It's not bad. 你要喝喝看吗?
Okay, when you see the structure verb can, it's usually try it out. Do you want to try it out and drink it?
Yeah, so she's very relaxed, right? Compared to the person that's asking the question, she's saying, yeah, it's not bad. Do you want to try? 还不错. 你要喝喝看吗?
Now this form of a verb can, the most common one would be to try something.
试试看, 试试看, or 吃吃看. Do you want to try it? Taste it.
Then she asks her next question.
那你现在听的那首歌好听吗? Here I'd like to highlight the measure word for a song. 首,一首歌,两首歌.
So 歌 is song. So you might know the verb to sing.
唱歌,
To sing a song.
唱一首歌.
Sing one song.
Now, I don't know if you've noticed here, to ask someone if something's good or nice in Chinese, you simply add 好 in front of the verb. So if we're talking about food, eating, you can say 好吃吗? Is that tasty? And if something's good to taste drink-wise, you can say 好喝吗?
And if it's good to listen to?
好听吗?
And this singer's songs are her favorite.
She says 好听啊, it's very nice, it's very good. 我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了.
Okay, 歌手. We learnt 歌 is song, and 手 is anyone that is good at something.
Yes, that's right. 歌手 is someone that's very good at singing, so a singer. So this singer's songs are her favorite, right? 我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌. 写 is to write. So she loves the songs that the singer writes.
Now she's hotting things up.
Starting to put a bit more pressure, and her questions are getting more specific. 那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗?
Okay, let's break that down.
日本餐厅.
Japanese restaurant.
And she's specific about the time. 你昨天去的.
The one that you went to yesterday. And the measure word for a restaurant?
家,一家餐厅. Sometimes you'll also hear 一间餐厅.
Which is like a room or space.
那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗?
Now, is there a simpler way you could ask that if you didn't want to be specific?
Yeah, maybe you don't want to highlight the fact that it was a Japanese restaurant. You just want to ask your friend, oh, was the restaurant good last night? You can say, 你昨天去的那家餐厅好吃吗? Or maybe you don't want to highlight the time. You can also remove that. 你去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗? So when we're asking questions in a normal day-to-day conversation, I guess, you only usually want to find out one particular aspect. So maybe you're highlighting the restaurant or specifically the time, but rarely all together. But this is a great way to see the full sentence.
Now the colleague has caught on and she's like, what do you really want to ask? She's getting a bit miffed.
Now this is one of the most important sentences in today's dialogue. We're going to see this great word, 到底,到底.
So this is used in a question for emphasis, and it's like, what do you really want to ask?
Now often, 到底 isn't translated into English because what it does is essentially strengthens the verb, or it turns things into italics, as it were, if you were reading something in English. But it's very important in Chinese grammar.
In this case, what on earth are you actually asking?
你到底想问什么? What do you really want to ask? Now let's give you a couple more examples. Maybe Gwilym and I have been going back and forth. Gwilym's not giving me an answer on what he wants for lunch. He's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I want this, maybe I want that. I can be like, 你到底想吃什么?
What do you really want to eat?
Exactly, it kind of really is in bold.
Or maybe, are you ready yet?
你到底好了没? Are you ready? Come on. So this is quite a strong word. When you use it, you do have to be careful. It's not rude or anything, but it does strengthen your question.
Now she wants to ask, how was the date with her boyfriend?
你上星期 you last week 和我男朋友 with my boyfriend 两个人一起去的地方 the place you two went together. Now it's clear that there's two people, right? But here she's again saying it out loud for emphasis. 你上星期 so we've dealt with the time. You last week with my boyfriend 和我男朋友两个人一起去的地方 the place you two went together. 好玩吗?
Now 好玩 is to have fun.
Yeah, was it good?
So how do you say that you did something with someone together?
Good question, Gwilym. If I want to say, we went to a restaurant together yesterday, I would have to use me and Gwil 一起. So let me give you the Chinese sentence. 我和 Gwilym 昨天一起去吃东西.
So me and Gwilym together went to the restaurant.
我和 Gwilym 上星期一起去法国.
Me and Gwilym together went to France. So the recurring character here is 和 and it joins the two people and then you say 一起.
没错. So Tom 和 Ben 一起去做什么事情? So Tom and Ben did something together.
Now she's been ousted. What does she say?
你知道了.
Oh, she's given herself up too easily. She
Yeah.
says, you know now.
Yeah, exactly.
So the le here means now. Before she didn't and now she does.
All right, let's do a quick recap. Let's do some vocabulary recap. First, do you guys remember the measure word for songs?
首 13.
That's right. 一首歌. And speaking of songs, do you remember how to say singer?
This is someone that's good at something. 歌手.
歌手. That's right. And the key sentence structure today was how to say what on earth? What do you really want to X, Y, and Z?
到底.
没错，你到底好了没? Are you ready or not? 你到底想吃什么? What do you really want to eat? Now this can be used to express aggression, frustration, or
Exasperation.
That's
when
right.
you're tired. Okay, well, how about we listen to the interrogation 3 more times?
好，那我们就赶紧再来听听今天的对话。
Hi, my name is Lucy, and I wanted to tell you about some of the changes that we are making to our podcasts. So, in the past, we maintained one podcast in which we have been publishing all our episodes across all proficiency levels. But we listened to a lot of feedback, and you were telling us that it's not really beneficial for a beginner to have advanced level podcasts in the mix. And likewise, intermediate and advanced learners do not really benefit from beginner lessons. Therefore, this August, we will split our feeds in separate feeds: Chinese Pod Newbie, Chinese Pod Beginners, Chinese Pod Intermediate, and a Chinese Pod Advanced, which will be in Chinese only with no English. So, why am I telling you that? It is because if you are subscribed to this feed, you will suddenly see podcasts ending. And that won't be because Chinese Pod is no longer publishing those, but because you need to pick your specific feed. For any more information, or if you have any feedback on our podcasts, we welcome you to visit ChinesePod.com/podcasts.
对话第一遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
第二遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
第三遍。
你喝的那杯茶好喝吗？还不错，你要喝喝看吗？那你现在听的那首歌好听吗？好 好听啊，我最喜欢这个歌手写的歌了。那你昨天去的那家日本餐厅好吃吗？你到底想问什么？我想问，你上星期和我男朋友2个人一起去的那个地方好玩吗？你知道了。
I liked her interrogation technique. Start with something as simple as a tea and then move on to the final kill.
Although it's clear from her kind of tone that she was already pretty angry.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, a good way to remember 到底, 到 is to get to somewhere, and 底 is the bottom of something. So you're trying to get to the bottom of something.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it, right? You're trying to get to the bottom of why your friend is taking so long. You're trying to get to the bottom of what Gwilym really wants for lunch.
Or why someone cheated on them.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, words like, or adverbs like 到底 are kind of key to making your Mandarin sound fluent because they don't quite exist in English sentences in the same structure as they do in Chinese. But it's these words that will really help you express yourself. So definitely do practice this 到底 sentence structure.
Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and we'll see you guys next time.
好，那我们就下次见，再见。
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 2965. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/2965 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/2965.
Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.